Hi guys, it's Lucy. We are on day 9, I think, 8 or 9 of our healthier living tips based on Ayurveda. And today I'm talking not so much about what to eat, because Rachel did that last Friday, I think, but it's just as much about what you eat as it is about when and how. So just a few tips, and these are so big, and often you find that people can keep eating the same things they're eating, and providing that is a healthy non-junk food diet, change how they're eating and when they're eating, and it has a huge effect on their health, their energy, their concentration, and their weight as well if they're looking to lose weight. So here's some little tips. So we'll do 2 or 3. First one, in Ayurveda you have your digestive fire, which is your Agni, and your digestive fire is most active between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and you want to be eating your biggest meal during this time so that your digestive fire can consume and assimilate and transform all the food that you've eaten into energy, or put it to good use wherever it needs to go. So you want to have your biggest meal of the day in the middle of the day. Now, if you're from somewhere similar to where I'm from in the UK, often the biggest meal of the day is dinner or supper in the evening, and it's quite late. My family and my culture are quite late eaters. So I've really changed the when I've eaten in the evening, and changed so that my biggest meal in the day is my lunch. And whereas before I might have a snack or a salad or something. And this is just, I've noticed that I've been able to digest my food super quickly in my biggest meal, which is lunch. And you want to be having an early, lighter dinner, like we said earlier on in our habits, so that you can finish digesting by the time that you go to bed, and then your body can detoxify in the night rather than continue digesting. So your digestive fire, Agni, is most active in the middle of the day. So that's when you want to have your biggest meal. Now, as well as that, now this is a little tip that my naturopath friend, who came on one of our interviews in our breath coach training, and she taught us about this, which I thought was just so fascinating. And the digestion has what is called a migrating motor complex, which she described really beautifully as like a snowplow coming through after you've eaten. After about 2 hours, it moves through your digestive system and clears out anything, like house sweeping, clears out any undigested food or anything that needs cleaning out of your digestive tract. And as she was explaining as well, and this really relates a lot to the wisdom from Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine, that you want to be having gaps where you're not eating in between your meals, so not snacking, so that this migrating motor complex can move through your digestion and clear out any stagnation. Otherwise, it can't do that because you're still digesting, and also all those things that it would clear out stay in the body. And obviously, we don't want any of that to stay in the body. If anything, if any food is staying in the body too long, it gets rotten or ferments, and we don't want that. So it's about as much as when you're eating during the day. In Ayurveda, we say that we want to be eating 2 to 3 meals a day and not snacking in between, so that your body gets a break, so that it can fully digest and sort out all the food that's in the body. And also, we don't want to be eating too late. Now, the other thing that's really, really important is how relaxed you are when you are eating. And if you think about a baby drinking milk or suckling, they're super relaxed, they're closing their eyes, and they're really peaceful as they eat, and that is great. And what happens as adults, sometimes we eat on the run, we emotionally eat. So if we're stressed out or upset, then we eat, And our body, when we're stressed, it's in the sympathetic nervous system, that is fight or flight nervous system, and it can't fully digest when we think we might have to run away from a tiger. It's doing the best possible job it can do, thinking that it's about to die. So it's like, I need to make sure that I stay on high alert. Digesting is not a priority because I might die. So you want to be super relaxed. So that means sitting down, putting work to the side, taking some deep breaths. Actually, Kirsten, the same naturopath friend, she said she was treating a patient once. She was telling me, and their diet was great, their supplements were great, and they were still having a lot of bloating. And she said to her patient, humor me on this one. Every time you eat, before you eat, take 10 deep breaths. Don't change your diet, don't change anything. She did that, and her digestive system's problems dropped dramatically. And that is simply because when you take deep breaths, you're telling your body that you're safe. When you're safe, your body's like, oh, I'm in a safe place. I can now digest all this wonderful food. So you can have the best diet. You can have all the right things. You're ticking all the boxes. But if you're stressed when you're eating, your body can't absorb it. And if you think your body can only use what you breathe in and what you digest. So if you're having toxic air, if you're having toxic food, or if your body thinks you're in a toxic environment, it can't assimilate all the great stuff that you're putting in. So you can have the best intentions, you can have all the, boxes ticked, but if you're not, if you're stressed while you're eating, your body can't absorb it. Actually just wants to get rid of it because it's like, this is taking too much energy for me to digest, and I need it to be able to run or fight because I might die any minute. So being calm when you eat has a massive, massive, massive impact on how we assimilate food. The last one, which was when I learned this a few years ago, it was a bit of like aha moment, which is that actually we want to be keeping our food quite simple, not throwing in loads of complex foods. We want to be having a varied diet, and we want it to be plant-based. Doesn't mean that you have to be vegetarian, but based in plants with occasional meats and dairy. If you do eat it, I'm pescatarian, so occasionally I have dairy or fish. And but we don't want to be overloading the body with loads of complex foods every single meal, because basically it's too complicated for it to digest, and not all of it gets digested, and it takes too much effort and too much energy. And then you can't use that energy for other things like detoxifying or cell repair or anything like that. So often what I do, and Rachel and I both do this actually, is often we'll have the same lunch as dinner, and we'll just have more of it at lunch and less of it at dinner. So it's actually, the body can really focus on absorbing the things that are good to absorb from the food, but it's not overwhelmed by like this seed and that supplement and that raw thing and that cooked thing and that meat and that, all those different things. So actually you want to keeping it nice and simple. Varied diet is great, but not overloading it with lots of different complex foods every single meal. So those are the 3 ones. Spacing your food, having 2 or 3 meals a day, and eating your biggest meal in the day when your your digestive fire is most active. Eating when you're relaxed, and then not overloading your system with really, really complicated foods, and asking your system to then have more energy on your digestion. I hope that helps. Don't count calories, that's the other one. I stopped counting calories years ago when I stopped being a professional dancer. It's liberating. If you're eating at the right times, you're eating the right thing, and you're not stressed, calorie counting is just so 90s, darling. So let me know how you get on with that. Really looking forward to hearing your comments, and look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye.